Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect. Today's beverage is a very refreshing cucumber and mint drink. Is it presse? Either way, it's a very nice beverage indeed. So welcome back to the game. The original plan for the mega prison, mega block, mega structure, mega facility, it's mega nonetheless. So this is the original plan and it can hold, theoretically, I think each one of the dormitories, and there's 8 of them, can hold 252 prisoners, and I believe the canteen can feed 192, something along those lines anyway, which means, optimally, and again, theoretically, over 2,000 prisoners. Now, for various reasons, we're probably not going to come even close to that. Mainly performance-wise, I've not even got even close to that amount of prisoners in the game before, so I have no idea how it's going to work, if at all. And secondly, we're going to change a couple of these things up, but we're still going to aim for over 1,000. So a couple of, I wouldn't say revelations, but certainly noteworthy observations by many people in the comments. So thank you if you were to leave one of those. And basically, why not have this as what should be quite obvious, one big structure? The entire thing, foundations, concrete, clicky, clicky, draggy, draggy. Oh, wait, that's more money than we have. That's, yes. That's 329,000 generic units of currency, which, well, we're a little bit shy of that at 118,000. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a lot of money by most people's estimations. But still, yes, we do want to build this in one big lump. Or sorry, eventually we want to get it to one big lump of concrete. But, well, we'll have to do it in stages. So that means we're getting rid of the green energy. That's okay, though, because, as I said, we do have another theme thing going on and making this one big block of concrete. Secondly, and what is, again, quite obvious upon reflection, is we don't need the amount of kitchens and canteens that we have. That's because we can stagger them. We can have low, hang on, back to planning. We can have, theoretically, say low, medium, high, and then supermax, going from the front of the prison to the back. And those are different categories of prisoners, which means in our regime, which we don't have the ability to click on because we haven't unlocked it yet, we can have, say, eat time 8 till 10, and then 10 till 12, and then, say, 2 till 4, and have it staggered for the different prisoners. It means that we can't section them off, so there is a downside to that, so we can't just have this is, say, supermax and this is medium, etc. It means that everything's open and they just go where they want, which means a lot of travelling, but there's going to be a lot of that anyway with the size of the prison and what it is. So yeah, we'll see how we get on with that one. So the idea is to shrink down some of these canteens, but it means, what are we going to do with the extra space? Well, as for the kitchens, we're probably going to just sort of split a corner off and do something with it. Once I've got one of these built, we'll know the proper ratio and we can retrofit. But I don't want to have this in here. That's where we had a very small and admittedly just insubstantial amount of yard space. So we're not going to have a yard in this area. Instead, this will be basically a big common room where we can grade up the entire cell. So lots of, say, pool tables and lots of TVs, etc. So where are the yards going to be? Well, the yards, as far as I can tell, or at least my tentative plan, is to have them like so. Now, again, this is still quite a small yard, very small indeed for the size of facility that it is, but, well, it should hopefully be enough for our needs, and if not, then, well, what's the major downside? Well, the major downside, I guess, is the end of the prison, the cancellation of the series, and the collapse of my livelihood as a content creator. So there's not much on the line here. Let's just remove all of these and move them down just a little bit like so, and we'll measure the middle as well, which is going to be 14. It's gonna have to be 15, so we could have it something like that. So that's still the serving tables in the middle there, and then these can be phone booths or whatever. So look, that's going to be the yard, something like that. And it has got an internal of 30 by 5, so it's still fairly large. So yeah, I'm not too sure whether we're going to grade these. So this is going to be only low risk, medium, maximum, etc. Or keep it open. As always, the fun will be in finding out. Anyway, let's go over to grants, and we're going to pick up a administration center, and then we're going to pick up probably, well, most likely going to be the basic detention centre. So there's even more money. So let's go ahead and crack on with the basic detention centre, which requires holding cells, showers, yards. No, actually, that's administration, officers, warden, finance, bureaucracy, and accountant. So we're going to have this is like a security room back here. We're just going to make that a lot bigger because, as people rightly pointed out, we need a bigger security room, but actually maybe not that big because we're going to have CCTV and other things, and then it'll split off to say armory down the bottom or whatever. So we need a staff room, and I'm just going to plan out a staff room as, say, that size. Is that the right size? You know what? No, let's double it. Let's go for a 20 size staff room there. And then we want the officers, which are going to be in here. So the officers are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we'll probably do that. And then we've got all of this, though, sadly, is a bit of a spare area, but we can say open that open. This can still be maybe some sort of staff room. I don't know, but we're going to go with that, and probably the power room's going to be up here, which there'll be, ample space. 1 there, 5, 5x5, loads of space in there. Okay, so foundations, and we are going to go with concrete. Actually, let's just double check, what else could we go for? We've got rusty walls, which would fit the theme of it, I guess, of just a big, oppressive, monolithic block. Death row, which is all just very dark. Oriental wall, Minsec wall, glass. The whole thing is glass. That would be interesting. Decayed wall. No, I think we're going to go fairly default and go with building concrete. I'm sure I'm going to mess up and build other things by accident. So there we go, building concrete. I'm sure I'm going to go with brick at some point, but, well, there you are. So that's now getting built, and we're going to go with some walls and doors, and then this is pretty much going to be staff only around the back. So double staff door is pretty much A-OK, and let's just max speed this out. Over to staff, and let's just hire a lot more workers. And also we'll get a warden, there we go, and we need to unlock finance through bureaucracy, but naturally there's going to be a lot of things brought in. So let's go over for a deliveries, and we're going to put deliveries sort of in. We don't need the exports the size that it is. That was just a sort of temporary thing anyway. So deliveries, I'm going to put right down the bottom there, so it's going to go in there, and we'll remove the other deliveries because why not. We're going to go with garbage, which can again go probably in there, probably that size, and then exports. There probably is a better way of running this. I don't think we need too much export stuff. Haven't even thought about really these extra stuff around the outside. I mean, pretty much this entire front section is going to be visitation. Might even not have it split off. I haven't decided. I say the fun will be in finding out. But then the sort of staff only around the outside. I think I will. Walls and doors, concrete walls. I think I will concrete the entire thing. I think it would be worthy as concreting it now. And then we know that's just, it is, yes, we are definitely going with the concrete walls rather than anything else. So, money is definitely being spent here, but it's all going to come into play. We are just going to go with standard jail door. We're not going to be messing around with anything fancy. We do have many options, naturally, but yes. And, we will be using copious amounts of the lined tiles, because why not? So the concrete tiles, it's not going to be a very good-looking facility, I don't think. It's going to be fairly, like I say, bleak and oppressive and just very, very, very just grey with all of the concrete. But hey, that's the challenge, right? That's the trying to make something a bit different. Certainly, we've not had this amount of prisoners. I think, from memory, I know I've done a gladiatorial episode, which is a bit vulgar, I must confess, but that was 300, 400 prisoners, something like that. And the machine was struggling. So I don't know where the bottleneck will be, whether it'll be hardware or the fact that the game is over 10 years old now. Well, from original inception, I guess. Good grief, I'm getting old. Okay, so this is getting built quite nicely, and as is the wall. We also have the warden just having a quick look at this log and probably wondering why it's not being sold to exports. I mean, I agree, that should have been sold, so we'll... What? Oh, apparently when you sell, it also removes some of the planning. Well, that's not too much of a concern because that'll be completely changed by the time we get to that bit, if indeed we ever do. All right, so that is getting built. Let's go to yard. Okay, I try to type yard. What I've actually typed in is terraces. Yard. There we go. Right, let's place that in there, and yeah, that's in. Okay, that's totally fine. Minimum size is 5 by 5. We are 5 by 30, so more than enough for our needs. Auto lighting is on in here, which means I'll have to come back and do lots of manual labour because, of course, and they're missing out a couple of bits. So I'm going to just hold shift and mouse over those bits. I just want to prioritise the building of the, I think it's 4 pieces of foundation, which means we can then get on with placing down the inner wall and such. All I'm going for is administration centre and then detention centre. As a couple of people have rightly pointed out, we're probably going to get cell block A, B, C, and maybe D done in the first the first build over here. We'll definitely get A and B done. It shouldn't be too much of a problem. Is it 30, 50, 100? A, B, and C? I think so. Yeah, we'll see how we get on with that one. Right, so we're still waiting for this to be built. They're probably missing a couple of sections. There. That bit there. It's been prioritised, but the workers have... Well, apparently they've got their own schedule, which involves doing everything other than what we have asked them to do. So, end of conversation. Oh no, still a bit in the middle. Oh, they're on break. Yeah, there's not much break there to to be had. I guess a valid thing actually is to make a small area here that's literally just a small kitchen for the we do need a canteen, don't we? Yeah, we do. Okay. Plans change. Plans do change. Let's have maybe something in here. This will be like a little kitchen. Then this will be the canteen. Then we'll have... So the canteen is 12. Alright. You don't need to section it off, it's just how I'm planning it. And then there's another section, and that's the staff room, which will also go on to all of the offices, which go on back here. We're doing that? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's deceptive. It is deceptive when you build these. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is ideal. Yeah. And then we've got this room, which is... I have no idea what that could be. That could be our basic power room for now. The fact that that doesn't line up really annoys me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, it's going to have to. Yeah, we can bring it down by 1. Can't we? So... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then that can be storage or power room or whatever. Okay, I don't think we need that size as well, so I think that should be sufficient. It should be 12. And a 12. Yeah, okay. Let's get these offices put in. And it's walls and doors. Concrete walls. And I could save some money by just rejigging some of this. I'm not going to. Let's just get it built. There's going to be enough messing on in our future. So, we are admittedly putting in walls and then the staff doors, but it's not a huge problem. Alright, all the way up to there. That's the wrong one. Into there. I'm going to have to come back for the doors, but whatever. We'll see about that later on. Staff door, staff door, staff door. Guess put one there, put one there. That'll be about right. Okay. So, that is in. Technically in. And there's that. I think I will have this as a power room. And it'll power, not a lot, but it'll power the basics. So that goes in there. capacitors around the outside. Water pump. Can go in the corner. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? No, putting it there means the water pump always has to go on this. That's not a problem, though. I can do that and have this little training centre here like we've done in previous series. So there we are. For this section, I'm going to put a staff door there. Yard is now classed as internal, which is always good. And yes, it does take about 6 weeks for the workers to come and place everything. And, well, I guess that is just how it's going. So there's the offices. Objects-wise, we're gonna go fairly default, I think. There's the power coming online now. Filing cabinets. There we go. And then we will use chairs office because it goes in the middle. In the previous series, we obviously did it a slightly different way. Electrical cable. I'm just going to run down right through the middle like that. So if there's any problems with rooms, it should power up both. And staff room. Let's get a staff room in. We need staff toilets, which, well, we'll have to put around here probably. Where's the best place for them? I guess we can put them in this corner, can't we? There's one there. No, maybe not. Put them in there, and then we'll put the walls in. We've had problems with these before, though. I'm gonna go something like that, and it's not ideal. But if you section them off, it's even worse. So we'll put those in. What else do we need? We have legitimate officers now, so we can go with finance through bureaucracy and then hire an accountant. So we can do that. Okay. There's that fine. Capacitors can go in. Looks like electrical cables I have indeed cancelled by right-clicking at some point. So I'll just run them down there. And there we are. Okay, so that is planned, that is ordered, and daily cash flow is, well, it's 0. That's going to be administration centre. We'll then pick up short and long-term investment while we work on the detention centre, which requires holding cells, which we don't plan on having. There has also been discussion regarding the lack of solitary, which we're going to have just around the top or bottom, and protective custody. And, well, yeah, protective custody was definitely a one that we missed off last time. I don't know whether I'm going to have a separate one, or we just do permanent punishments, and then they just get the stuff brought to them. It's far from ideal, but the goal for this is just getting as many prisoners as we can. Whether or not that is the right choice, I do not know. What I do know is, at least it's going to be different. As for water, it's probably best that we run a water pipe down here. And do we just run it along here? I think so. I think that's probably the way to go. I think most water will reach the sinks in here if we just bring it down. If not, we can bring it a little bit further if we need to. So, we do need wide sofas and things like that, so we'll put those in. I'm going to put at the top here, zoom in, staff room, drinks machines. I'm going to put the drinks machines up top just because they look better. And it was some wide sofas. Maybe like that. Maybe a gap or two so we can have radios. Little plants and things like that. Coffee machines. We can come back to that. That's all fine. Okay. So that is now in. As are the toilets. This room is not yet anything in particular. But we will be able to sort that out in a moment. Accountant. Oh, no. Right, so this is something we don't often see. Exceeds daily budget. So, there is a thing in the game where you can't get a certain amount of staff until you get the accountant, and I've surpassed that by hiring in too many workers. So I'm going to fire a couple. Nope. Fire a couple. And hire them. Oh! Due to administrative error, completion of bonus has been doubled for that grant. Oh, what a shame. We should probably tell someone about that. You know, but we'll keep it between us, right? Bank loan. Maintenance. Security. Health. Extra grant. Yep, the lot. Prison policy. Psychology. You know the drill by now. And, they're actually using the lavatorial facilities. Excellent. Okay, so what do we want to do now? Basic detention center. We need to build a kitchen, canteen, 2 guards, cooks. Yeah, you probably know what's coming here. Right, so this thing needs to be built. Remember, all of this will eventually be indoors. Okay. I can't say there's been a time when we've spent this amount of money at this stage. So those go there. And let's see how we get on. So more work for the workers. And we have our officers. The warden down the south and the accountant up the north there. Do they not like each other? Just going as far away as they possibly can? Who knows? There was a ding noise there, and I think that would be... Oh, it's bank loan? Its maintenance has been unlocked. Fine. Maintenance has been unlocked. And here's the fleet of trucks arriving. A lot of trucks. This is going to be security. This is going to be our little kitchen. And then this is obviously going to be the canteen and the staff room. In terms of staffing, I have no idea what this is going to be like. I'm fairly confident that if this was just low sec, it would be very doable. I'm not talking mathematically or possible for the game to run, but I'm saying it's not going to burn down in the first 30 seconds. Probably. However, as we go up the stages to low, normal, high, potentially supermax, more staff, more problems, more everything. Mainly violence. Yes, we'll see how that works. I don't like to put a line in the sand at this stage and say, if we get 500, it'll be fine. We'll class that as success. We're aiming for the 1,000. We're aiming for it. If we don't reach there, at least we've got lofty goals at this stage. Lots of workers here. Bringing in all manner of stuff. What's been delivered doesn't seem to be like the right amount, but hey, it maybe is. Maybe is. Extra grant, 57%. Which is fine. Basic detention centre. We've got a yard. We don't have a shower or a holding cell. We'll just make a temporary one. Kitchen and canteen we can build, part of it, and hire a couple of people. It's all doable. Don't know where the medical facility is going to be. Again, that's going to be it's outside here, like type of problem. I'm kicking a lot down the line for future me. Future me is currently being set upon by current me. There's a lot of lights there. They just dumped. But yeah. We'll see how we get on. I think that was extra grant, was it? Indeed it was. So probably then short-term investment. So we've actually spent money, and we're even going to pick up a bank loan just to start increasing our credit rating. Because being able to get a 500,000 loan would be fantastic. I did contemplate building the entire thing in one go, getting a massive loan, but it's going to cost 350,000 for the foundations on its own before we even contemplate anything else. Staffing and all of the other stuff involved. Speaking of staff, is it even... Do I even need to bother hiring someone to clean up at this stage? I'm not sure. There is some logs and such, which again removes the, when you go to sell, it removes the planning, which is curious. But only some of it. Removes objects, not walls. There you go. That was a ding noise. Tax relief. Takes advantage of the tax incentives and reduces... Oh yeah, reduces the corporation tax to 15%. Land expansion. There's been some discussion regarding that. I'm not even contemplating that at this stage. It's not happening. The only thing I will say is we could have expanded to the right and have full green energy across the road. Yes, we could. Beyond the scope of this build at this stage. Let's go for lots of maintenance and such. Foreman, 27 grand. We'll get a chief involved. And deployment. Patrols intelligence. Right, 23 grand to get the basic detention centre. Minus 225 per day. Not really a big issue. But this is going to be... There's going to be a couple of grand of lighting. Yeah, a couple of thousand generic units of currency in just lighting alone. Followed by all of this to be assembled. And that's not accounting for me having to run all of the cabling in. Which I know for a fact is going to be an absolute nightmare. I don't know where the... I might even just put a separate power supply and water over here. No, we don't need another separate water supply. Water supply is just... You've got one, it's fine, there's no capacity for it. But power station... If I run it from the left all the way to the right in the start building there, that's just going to be a huge issue for me later on. I'm going to put a power station up here, I think. Just going to be the basic minimum size, so it'll be 5 by 5 is the internal required because it's just objects. So it's 5 by 5, and then I'll just run a wall across there and just have an entrance. So just a staff door. Yeah, we'll just do that. And then that can power this. Speaking of this, it's almost there. Although I can get some more workers now. There we are. How we doing for bureaucracy? Not bad. Prison labour, cleaning, groundskeeping. Yeah, it's all on the go there. And obviously unlocking a lot of this stuff like surveillance and such. When we come to the grants, it's fairly easy to do. We just click on like, not the tracker pilot scheme, but certainly something like the cell block A, prison, yeah, visitation rights, MaxSec infrastructure, governmental security ratings will be quite, on the way towards that already. So it's taken almost a full day for the workers to assemble the foundations for this thing. Looks like we have something done. I really do want to go for tax relief. At this stage, it would be probably quite worth it, but that would only give us 10 grand left to build the basic detention centre. Would there be enough? I don't think so at this stage. Oh, here we go. There is that. And 4 grand on lights. 4,000 generic units of currency on lighting alone. Including the yard, which we don't actually need. So I'm going to cancel those lights. And yes, we will be deleting that. I could have tried to build around. It would have been such a nightmare. Okay, we are going to leave it there for now. That's been Prison Architects. I mean, it's a monumental task, this thing. And hopefully quite interesting. Because, that's the goal. That's the goal. So I'm just going to put these doors in where they should be. I'm going to put them like that. It actually works out very well because... do I need this as a... Yes, I need that. This is going to be staff only, this bit here. These lines here. Because they only come across. They can go around, but they'll be going up and... yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So, yes, we have got our tentative plan. I'm just going to state for the record now that this will be our sort of test bed. we'll build this dormitory specifically, and the kitchen and canteen yard and such, and try to make sure that it's about right for ratios wise. And then, I'm not saying get prisons before or after, I'm not sure, but then once we've got that nailed down, we can then change what's required and then basically clone, stamp, 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 rotate, flip, stamp, 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 and just do that. That's probably what we're going to end up doing. But we're going to leave there for now. That's been a bit of Prison Architect. Already a lot of building involved in this one, and a lot more ahead. Either way, I hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.